Hi everybody, this is Val and this is Harvest for Jesus 2. Today is Sunday, January 29th, and today's video is going to be kind of a hodgepodge like most of my videos, talking about many different things. So first of all, I just want to start off and say I am having my notifications messed with. So if you don't get notifications, please leave me a comment. And just to let you know, also, a lot of my comments don't show up unless I check my email. Some are no longer even in my email, and they kind of show up and then they disappear. So it's YouTube, you know. Anyway, there's a couple of things that I wanted to mention in regards to TIs, targeted individuals. Last time in the video, I gave you some different recommendations. One basic recommendation that I keep forgetting to put into videos that has helped me is wearing earplugs at night. Now, that helps a little bit because they do try to wake you up with different kind of noise interference. So that helps a little with that. It helps a little bit with the ringing in the ears, but nothing is going to really be something that is a cure-all. There's no cure-all to gang stalking. As you adjust your life, they adjust and make things more difficult. So it's this constant, tweaking of your life to keep you safe. Number one, keep you safe. Number two, keep you healthy, your body and your mind. And then, just to try to not have as much annoyance as possible. So earplugs are a suggestion. Another suggestion, this came up in comments about, like a dry cough. And I thought about that for a second and I was like, oh, I know what that is. When we're hit with microwave energy, that heats up the air and it makes things drier. So what you can do is either run a humidifier or those little diffusers that they have where water's coming out and essential oils are coming out. That would be probably the healthiest for you because essential oils, they're healthy for the body. Okay. And if you are on a really tight budget, you can always just let a hot shower run. You can also boil water on the stove to just get some moisture back in the air. And also, I'm going to be listing a few different things on my community page as recommendations. Along the lines of a shower filter is also just a water filter for something in case the grid goes down and we need to get water from various sources. Having a water filter is a really good idea. And it has been coming up in comments that there's a lot of people out there that are TIs that have questionable water going through their homes. So I'm going to link one that's inexpensive that we can get here in the United States at Walmart for between $20 and $30. I've used them. The problem is they don't last that long. The filter itself, the outside plastic part, lasts a long time, but the inner filter needs to be replaced after so long, and that's almost as much. I think it's like $12 to $15 to replace those. So I will list the one I use that's very good. And then there's another book that I want to recommend. This book, there's a whole story behind it. I was on an airplane back in 2014. And at that time, I had no idea what gang stalking was. I had no idea that I was even in this program, but I was in the program. I just didn't know it. Someone was on the plane sitting right next to me, this man, this younger man than me, and he told me about the book called Creature from Jekyll Island. I'm going to list that book on my community page. That book, along with, there are a few others that that author wrote, and one was The Cure for All Cancers, and he also has a website, and I'm going to list all that stuff on the community page. But the book itself, Creature from Jekyll Island, talks all about our financial system and how the dollar is a fiat currency and the history behind that and all the families that are involved. But along with that, there's a lot of different things as well. They talked about this whole agenda for having an alien invasion years and years and years ago. Okay, so this book is a dry read. It's pretty dry. The author actually went and got a degree in finance to be able to write the book. So it's very finance oriented, but there are sections that are having to do with history, the history of all this old money that's ruling the world. These families that have been taking over for years and years, and how it all began. But then also, they talk about things like Alfred Pike and Freemasonry and how, that a whole agenda, how it all connects. So it's a great book. I kind of hesitate even recommending books at this late hour because I believe the number one book we should be reading is the Bible. But for some people that are avid readers, they really love books and they love to read. And so this is giving you some really good information. Now, in regards to this book, it was interesting because I found it at a local library. I was surprised to even find it. My mom actually bought a copy. They have different versions. They've updated it a few times. But the person on the airplane that recommended this, he was also talking about, back in 14, about a whole nother military that was wearing all black uniforms with some kind of purple trim. And he was on an airplane with all of these people that were in this military unit. And I almost wonder if it was this Space Force or if it was a UN World Force. I'm not sure which one, but he said it wasn't the Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marines. It was a whole nother branch of military. And I kind of wonder if this guy was trying to kind of help me out. Maybe he knew I was a TI and was trying to give me information to kind of help me along the way. I don't know, but the book did change my life. There's another one that changed my life, and it was called 1 Second After, and it's what would happen to the United States right after an EMP would hit, an electromagnetic pulse that would wipe out our grid. And there are 4 books in the series total. I think it's 1 Second After, 1 Month After, 1 Year After, and then I don't know if there's 3 or 4 books, but I do know that I read them all. I just, I checked them all out from the library. Interesting stuff if you love to read. Okay, I will list all of that on the community page. Next, I wanted to say something about there's been something coming up lately. This is in connection with the parasites that, I've been talking about parasites and curing parasites and, like trying to prevent them. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but in the news, there have been different stories and visuals where there's like containers of, like, after people die, they have autopsies and they have these like worm like things in their body, and they're like this plasticky thing or whatever. And I just wanted to say that I believe that that is a parasite called Ascaris, Ascaris, that I believe many of us have. If you have pets, dogs and cats, you probably have this. And if we think about how we treat our pets for parasites on a monthly basis, and we're not being treated, and in fact, we're kind of told this lie here in the United States that that's a third world country type of issue, that we here in the United States, we have clean water and clean air, and so we don't need to worry about parasites. That is actually not true, because on my journey of learning about parasites, I realized you can get them at the beach, swimming pools, hot tubs, any type of food that's not at least medium well done, medium to, well done. If it's undercooked in any way, we could get parasites from it. Sushi, we can get parasites from it. Gardening, being out in the dirt, our air, things are dropping from chemtrails in our water. A lot of people have mentioned having possibly tainted water. I do believe that that is a huge possibility, but also just eating fresh fruits and vegetables, lettuce, salads, those are big culprits. So anything that's not cooked and boiled, any kind of vegetable or fruit that's not properly washed, we can always get parasites, and we do need to constantly, be changing up our program. And the way I look at that is it's a lifestyle. It's like when people say, oh, I'm on a diet, or I have this lifestyle, healthy lifestyle. I believe that in living a holistic lifestyle, especially as a TI, because we're hit with stressors and microwave technology, things that cause cancer, parasites, people are poisoned, people are giving false diagnosis and given medication. So it's an assault, it's a physical assault on our bodies, and we need to combat that. All of those different things. We need to start doing things that, alleviate some of this, these assaults, okay, on us physically. So, again, please see the video that I shared in regards to all the supplements. I will leave a link to that. And here we've got someone coming through here, just checking me out on a Sunday afternoon. And so anyway, there's that. And I wanted to also say that I was thinking in regards to when I was put in jail and the date that they let me out and the terms that they gave me. They gave me probation, so to the point where I would have to be in Florida at least until February 10th or after. And I think that's significant. They wanted me here in Florida until February. And I think February is going to be pretty significant. And, I did have another aha moment about dates. I was looking at a video today that was referring to the Revelation 12 sign that happened on September 23rd of 2017. And I was just looking at those numbers, 9, 23, 17. And the 23 caught my attention because we are now in 2023. And then I was thinking about September being the 7th month. And I kind of wrote it down here. You probably can't see it because I did it in highlighter, of course, because I just grab whatever I have. But 7/23/17, Sept being the 7th month, the way it used to be. And then I thought, okay, 7/17. What about 7/17? Where have I seen that before? And that is the date icon on all of our phones. 7/17. And I thought, okay, that's interesting. 7/17. Could that be referring to next September? Okay. Who knows? It was just one of those kind of things where it's like, oh, that's an interesting date. I like to look at numbers. Another number that I'm really looking at right now, just it looks interesting to me, is, well, I think about 222 as being one of God's numbers. And then also there's the enemy number 322. Well, this February 2nd is both a 222 and a 322. It's 2223, and backwards it's 3222. So I think that might be significant because the enemy does like to start different things on 322s. So there's a lot going on. And in general, my messages, I'm a Christian. I'm a targeted individual. I'm someone who gets prophetic dreams from the Lord. The Lord has shown me I'm one of the 144,000. So sometimes I'm talking to, different people. But a lot of my messages, I feel, really are for targeted individuals because this is so, specific. And there are so many people that are experiencing this that, it's just, it's so traumatic. It's so unrelenting. And it's a system that is purely evil, that is meant to just completely and utterly destroy your life. I just have to kind of keep coming back to this because my journey as a TI is every single day. Okay. And I go to bed at night and they've been amping up the Havana syndrome, the ringing in the ears. The more I shield, the higher they turn it up. Okay. And, you get to a point where you're just kind of backed into a corner and you have nowhere else to go. You can't just keep moving. What that does. I mean, I'm not saying that a move is not in someone's best interest, because sometimes it is. But if you continue to just move and move and move and move, you're going to wear yourself out, number one, and you're going to lose a lot of money, number two. And you are going to be wore out because no matter where you go, the system follows you. So we have to find little things that add peace to our life, little things that add comfort, things that shield us. And another thing I thought about recently for shielding is something when they're aiming things at you from multiple different directions. I have experienced that it can be any number of places that it's coming from on a given wall. So they have a lot of flexibility with how they aim it. So we have to have flexibility in how we're shielding. So how do we do that? You can't just, keep rearranging the furniture. You can't, keep buying furniture. You can't live, in some crazy way. You have to have a certain level of normalcy and comfort. So I was like, well, what could work? What's important is shielding your head when you're sleeping. And I thought about those screens, those privacy screens that, they have all different kinds. They have some that are really flimsy that are like rattan. They have some that are, paper screens. They have some that are wooden. And I was thinking, well, why couldn't you have a metal one of those? Or even a wooden one, something that is portable that you can kind of move around and just make sure that it's between your head, and wherever that energy's hitting you that night. And sometimes we're hit from multiple different directions. And so maybe having some kind of big dresser right by your head, and maybe even a flat screen TV or something up on a wall in front of another part of your head, or just whatever you can do. But if the ringing is really loud in your ear, they are close, number one, and they're probably aiming at you through their window, because that's how it gets through easier into your windows. So covering windows with something heavy like furniture, a file cabinet, big heavy mirrors, like heavy duty mirrors. Sometimes you can even get those mirrors that are huge. They're really tall, almost as tall as your ceiling, and they stand against the wall. Something like that that's portable that you can kind of move around might help as well. Again, there's no cure-all to this stuff, and it seems like we're constantly in a position of losing jobs, losing credibility. They're breaking things of ours. We're having to replace things and buy things, and we have less and less money, and we're needing to do more and more things all the time. So you've got to get creative. But just know that, I'm going to open my window because it's getting really warm here. It says it's 90 degrees outside. I can't believe that. Just know that we don't have long. There are so many indications that things are going to happen very soon. And I believe somewhere around something in February. Every month I give different, high watch dates, but it's going to happen one of these days. It really is. And again, I don't know the date. I can only guess. There's one video that I keep thinking about in my mind. I have it on my community page, and this woman had said that she knew it was around Valentine's Day, and there was all this like clothing and decorations and stuff that were pink and red that she knew connected to Valentine's Day and one of her dreams or visions or experiences or something like that. And so that is something I've really thought about a lot, and I felt like the Holy Spirit let me know that was true. So we'll see, we'll see what happens. And 5 months from February could be that 7/17. I think the very least amount of time that we'll have is 5 months. They talk about in Revelation how people are tormented for 5 months by the locusts. And so if time is shortened, I think it'll be at a minimum, it could be 5 months. So, let's hope for the minimum. So anyway, that's it. And sorry if this is all over the place. Thank you for all the new subscribers joining us. And, you know, I've been trying to address some of the comments, and it's been nice connecting with a lot of you. And just know that your comments bless me, you know, too, and I really appreciate it. So, God bless you all, and have a great day.